so I decided to play Bloodborne for the first time. It was quite the experience, let me tell you, good sirs and madams. First I wound up in this filthy hospital area that just reeked of blood and mucus, highly unsanitary, and run by a man whose eyes were stitched up no less. After a little mind scarring from these seafoam misfits crawling up my person, I finally got up and explored the hospital, where the stitch-eyed man has suddenly disappeared. That's when I encountered what I can only assume was a blood lichen, mostly because he arose from a blood pool when he first arrived, and he probably has a nice frothy glass of it with his roast pork on Saturday evenings. More blood to add onto his blood. There's a joke there somewhere, I couldn't tell you what it is. The lichen gave me a good thrashing when I tried karate chopping his cojones off, and I thought I was good as dead, but I ended up in a place called the Hunter's Dream. And, believe it or not, those little gremlins who were manhandling my boy parts before offered me some gifts. I got my whippy pimp cane, a blunderbuss, and a notebook to fool the other hunters into running towards a brick wall for hours, making them think they'll get treasure for it. Oh, what poor saps they are. So after I got those gifts, I squared up to that blood lichen again, and he beat my ass again. But I don't give up so easily. I came right back and whipped his disgusting furry behind back to the depths of hell from whence he came. With a sigh of relief, I escaped the hospital and took my first steps into this hunt that was constantly referenced to me. Once I made it to the first accessible gate, however, there were these crazy hat-toting freaks making their way over to me with their torches and pitchforks in fear of me stealing their last piece of cornbread for the month. Well, I'm sorry fellas, brutal killers gotta eat too. But these weren't the only citizens I would encounter. As I explored the town of Yarnum a bit more, I found a whole ring of them in the town square like they were praying to anti-Jesus. You know, like that one book, The Crucible. There was a lot of demon talk there, all sorts of scurry. They also had a dog with them, and that's always terrifying when a dog comes into play. I was not too fortunate in combat, it seemed. I tried thinking of some clever strategies to lash their sexy figures 6 ways to Sunday, like leading them one by one up a nearby stairway, but it turns out these Yarnum denizens were one step ahead of me, because farther down in the alleys, there was a gutsy big dude with an enormous axe. And his weapon was pretty menacing too. I went up to him about 5 times before losing everything I had and just being unlucky with him in general. Why will he not reciprocate my feelings? There was another lumbering dipwit I encountered only once who carried around a large chunk of concrete ready to bash the skulls of any passerbys that dared to steal his teddy bear friend. No one messes with a big man's teddy. So in short, my Bloodborne experience has not been too kind to deal with. But these games are all about learning things, so I may need a bit more practice before I can do a full Let's Play series on this. But regardless, if you enjoyed this little video here, recapping my first times with Bloodborne, be sure to leave a like on this, it really does help me out. And if you want to keep in the loop of any other videos that I do, be sure to subscribe today and have that bell set to always notify. Not occasional, because who the hell does that? Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in, and remember, the hunt never ends.